Now is Republican Congressman Bill Johnson of Ohio. Good morning to you. Thank you for being with us.
Well, good morning, Adrienne. Thanks for having me this morning.
You know, Washington, we heard it said in that report from Allison Harris, Russia is just repositioning to lay more claim to territory in Ukraine. The Kremlin reportedly saying they're lessening attacks around the capital there. What should we make of all of this?
Well, I think we have every reason to be skeptical of the Russian motivation here. Vladimir Putin has made it very clear he has not backed off of his position of wanting regime change. He wants a puppet government that he can control. I was in the United States Air Force for nearly 27 years, and a significant part of that time was during the latter waning years of the Cold War. And you can't trust the Russians, and you certainly can't trust Vladimir Putin. So I think there's every reason to suspect that this is just a ruse to give them time to regroup.
You said the term regime change. I feel like the American people have been hearing that a lot. You were referring to what Vladimir Putin would like to do in Ukraine. But most recently, the regime change that we've been talking about and we've been hearing about is whether President Biden was actually signaling the desire for a regime change in Russia and hopes that Putin would be ousted. Do you think that it's dangerous, some of the vernacular, some of the things that have been said from Washington and from others, and the messaging that could say, you know what, Russia, we don't care what you think, we're going to do what it takes to defend Ukraine, and maybe lose some ground?
Well, I hate to be jovial about this because it's a very serious issue, but this is classic Joe Biden. I mean, if he's got a legacy, his legacy is the president that can't keep his thoughts together in front of the camera. He's got a history of making gaffes like this, and I think when the president of the United States makes a statement like this, it carries a lot more weight. I don't think there's anyone that doesn't agree that Vladimir Putin is a very dangerous tyrant. He's chosen the path to the graveyard of tyrants. This is not going to work out well for him in the end. I think Vladimir Putin even knows that. But for the president of the United States to make a gaffe statement like that to a leader that has his finger on the button of nuclear weapons, I think that takes the irresponsibility to another level.
When it's a gaffe, when you're saying that, what are the consequences? Because you're mentioning nuclear weapons, and that's a huge concern for Americans, Republicans and Democrats. So what do you think would be the next progressive step after a statement like this?
Well, you have to hope that Vladimir Putin is occupied with what he's trying to do in Ukraine, and that he's not really worried. I'm sure Vladimir Putin knows of Biden's legacy to make irresponsible statements like that off the cuff. So I'm hoping that calmer minds prevail in this situation, but. Clearly, I think most Americans would want somebody else in charge in Russia, but certainly having the president of the United States say it the way he said it, when he said it, that certainly is a concern.
Again, he's speaking in Europe during that NATO summit time where he was traveling to Poland and to Brussels. Really quickly, we have like 20 seconds left. How long are you hearing that we could be in this? Obviously, we don't have boots on the ground in Ukraine, but this could be a very long fight. What is Washington saying?
Yeah, I think it's very likely going to be a long fight. I don't think Russia can occupy and maintain control of Ukraine. I mean, if the Ukrainians could get support from the West to stop the assault from the air, they're actually able to handle the Russians on the ground. I don't think the Russians want to extend that fight, but they've stepped into something now that's going to be a long-term issue.
Congressman Bill Johnson, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.